I've had a lot of instances where folks would come out from California and they'll go to an open house, they'll fall in love with it, and then later on they regretted it because they didn't have an agent representing their best interest. So I would definitely recommend not going on it, going alone, hiring a realtor that knows the area.
Typically, how long does a home stay on market on average out there?
So the average days on the market right now is hovering around 50 days on the market.
So that's like a very normal thing.
Yes. Yes. It used to be lower during a couple years ago, like right around the COVID time when, homes were flying off the shelf. It was about 21, 22 days. But right now it's gone up to about 50 days on the market.
Wow. So then I can imagine if you put a home on the market, is open house a normal thing in Houston or no?
No. I mean, yes and no. It's not. Not every home has it. I would say about 25% of homes do open houses. Not a lot of them.
Oh wow! So then, like for the other 75%, you actually have to schedule an appointment to go see the home.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So that's actually another thing that is very different because I think a lot of time for us, when we have a house ready to go on market, it is we make sure that we have the open house for. I feel almost like 99% of the home out there is of the listing will have open house.
Oh wow! Really?
Yeah. It's rare for a house to be by appointment only. Very rare.
Yeah, most of them here are by appointment only.
Yeah, and so I think in Texas, then it's even more important that you work with an agent so that they can guide you through everything. Yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because here, I think a lot of time buyer, like even my own buyer, right? Sometimes they want to go on their own. They don't necessarily want me to tag along. They're like, no, we're gonna go see it, and we'll let you know when we see something. So they wander off and they go in their own open house and things like that. And most homes are going to have open house for them to go through and check out. So that's definitely a big difference there.
Okay. Yeah, we see that here, but a lot for like new construction.
Yeah. Yeah, new construction, because with the model, then you can go in whenever, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then another thing I want to ask: this home in Texas, do you get staged or no?
Some properties do get staged. Yeah, I mean, we offer that if the customer wants it with our listings, so we can facilitate that. But we don't see that a whole lot on. I mean, I don't know. Some do, some don't, but it's not something that's normal.
Okay. Okay, then I think that's another different then. Like for home out here, staging is almost a must. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So like if an empty home, I always stage a home. And even if one that is the client still living in it, we actually will do a partial staging too. Where we're put all the junk in the garage. We're gonna make it pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's for us too, I think we have such a short turnover because usually 1 weekend, 2 weekend, it is going to be off the market. And so like for you then, I think that's another nice thing because then I hear a lot of time here, especially in the spring season when it get really crazy, buyers really don't have as much time to really like look at a house, really think about it, going back and check it again or see it a few more time or like really contemplate their choices because you got to decide, otherwise it's going to be gone. Whereas where you are, if you have like 50 days on market, then they have a lot more time to really see different homes, figure out what works best for them, and really contemplate their choice before they make an offer.
Yes, right. Yeah, no, we have plenty of inventory here.
So typically, like I say, in San Jose, we see anywhere between like 400 to 1,000 units a month. How is it over in Houston in terms of inventory?
In terms of inventory, right now we have about 25,000 homes on the market in the Houston area.
25,000 or 2,500?
25,000 in Harris County. Yes, but we're selling about 6,000 homes a month.
Oh wow! Yeah. Wow,
a lot of money.
A lot. Even for us as a county, we're not even at 2,000. Probably anywhere between like 1,200 to 1,800. Depend on the season. You guys sell 6,000 in a month.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well, you do also have $4 million, 4 million people, so
Yeah.
have a little bit more. But still, that's a lot more home that is being moved. Wow, that's pretty cool. So then we'll talk about what they need to do. Then I want to ask you, what are some of the things you would say, top 3 things that you would say a buyer need to avoid, or that they shouldn't do when they're out there in the Houston area?
One of the things that they shouldn't do in terms of buying a property, they shouldn't do it. They shouldn't go alone. They shouldn't, they need to definitely hire a realtor. I've had a lot of instances where folks would come out from California and they'll go to an open house, they'll fall in love with it, and then later on they regretted it because they didn't have an agent representing their best interest. So I would definitely recommend not going alone, hiring a realtor that knows the area, that's experienced, because the realtor's going to know, he's going to be able to let you know, okay, well, this area floods, or this area is safer, or the values here appreciate more. So definitely I would not recommend going on it alone.
Yeah, that local knowledge is really important, like you said, and I think considering, everything that we've talked so far about how different the market is here versus where you are and how things are done, it definitely, like here, I think you can go browse houses for fun on your own. But again, like where you are, that's not even realistically possible because, most of their home are not even available or open whenever you want. You gotta have to make appointments, and you have so much inventory. 25,000 units a month.
Yes.
If I was a buyer, I definitely would want someone who knows the area well and pick out the property, because I think I would lose my mind if I have to look through even 1,000 units just to see which one I want to go see. That's be too much.
Yeah, especially because if you're coming from California where you're used to seeing prices, $1, $2, $3 million, or what you can get out there, and you come out here and you see, wow, I can get this much for $500,000. I want to buy this one. Well, you got to make sure you're making the right decision.
Yeah, and exactly like you said, right? Everything seemed cheap compared to California. So if I wouldn't know if that actually is a good price for a home. Like even if it's it might be 500,000 might be overpriced for that house in that area. I wouldn't know, because to me, I'm like 1.8 is the average. 500 is great. But again, right? Anytime we buy something that's going to be for the long term, we will want to make sure that we are paying the market value and not just throwing money out the window unnecessarily.
Yes, and we see that happen a lot especially with California buyers. They'll come out here, they'll pay full price for a property. They didn't have anybody representing them. Next thing you know, they bought a lemon and they're putting all this money into it, and they overpaid for the property.
That's a tough lesson. That's a tough lesson to learn the hard way. So definitely that's one thing to avoid for sure. Yeah, and if they want to buy, they need to call Cesar, because he's going to be the best.
Give me a call. I got your best interest in hand.
Yes, and the area. You work with, you actually sell a lot of homes, and I when I see your Google business, I'm like, I am so impressed by how many reviews you have up there and how many 5-star. I'm like, wow, this guy's a real deal.
Yes, thank you.
So I think that we've discussed a lot of things already, and I feel like that's probably everything that a buyer would need to know. And of course, starting point, step one, if I think someone want to buy a home there or move there, just to call you, because I'm sure you're going to be
yeah, absolutely.
And what is the best way to contact you? Is it going to be on social media, Facebook, or best with a call?
They just pick up the phone and call me. I always pick up my phone.
Thank you so much, Cesar, for spending all this time with me and sharing your wealth of knowledge about the Houston market. Whoever want to sell your house here, call me, and then call Cesar if you want to move to Houston, Texas.